So gentlemen, all right. So here's the thing. I really do like your band, and this is like very true. I was listening to. I was like, every time I do interviews or have them coming up, I always listen to the artists, even though I've heard them before. I spend the day listening, and I deep dove, and I was like, you know what? I feel like Normandy deserves a million listeners a month. Because I think about it, like there's so many
thank
bands.
you. Yeah.
There's a lot of bands out there doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I feel like you guys are doing what some other bands are doing, but doing it better than a lot of bands, which is a very interesting task to do. Is like you're not only no one's recreating the wheel these days, that's just life. But you guys are doing it times 10. I was like these motherfuckers are great. And I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come hang out with me. And I'm actually in my restaurant Noir because I was like, I have a long day. I'm going to do it here in my spooky lounge. But no, thank you. As if for everyone listening, this is the gentleman and of Normandy. So they've come to storm the Roadhounds Headbangers Havoc, if you will. But thank you guys for making time.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for kicking it off with some kind words. Compliments will get you everywhere here.
Thank you. If you guys can wash dishes, that'd be great. I have a bunch back here, so.
Right on it.
So it's always a little tough when when we do interviews and there's a handful of different squares and all those things. So feel free to speak freely and do as you must. And if there's one guy that talks too much, I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up. That's not true. I won't. I'll never do that. But so I saw you guys released a new song pretty recently. So what is the 2024 direction of Normandy? Are you guys going to stay in the same lane that you guys have? Obviously the rock rap and shit like that. So you're just gonna fucking steamroll down that lane or what?
Yeah, so we're pretty like hell-bent on sticking with that. I think we've got 2 full-length records out right now, and we're like in our 3rd album cycle at this point, and 4 singles deep into that. I think the first 2 records were really like finding our sound, and now it's like just honing that craft and seeing it resonate as we've like gotten more serious with touring. Like last year was the most touring we've ever done. We're still an independent 100% like DIY band. Obviously we have people who help us, whether it's like graphic designers and things like that, but like we're not on a label or anything. So we're still working the day jobs, doing all that kind of stuff. And as we get more serious and we do more touring, it's just amazing to see like that response from people. And it's like, okay, we should double down on this because like you had mentioned, we always hear like, wow, it's really different. Like you guys do the metalcore thing with the rap thing and like that's been done, but then you throw like the dance beats on top of it. And then we tour with a lighting package as well. So
I love the EDM aspect of what you guys do. That's what I was like. That's what sets you apart. It's like I remember back in the day, I was obviously in a metalcore band. I was in a band called Motionless and White, and I think when I remember like playing shows with when From First to Last, and then he just comes out as Skrillex and just. It was the coolest shit anyone's ever heard. And I think exploring and then just turn music into, that EDM thing. But I like the way you guys are doing it. It's not like, back in the day, there was like Attack did it. But it was kind of like playful, whatever. But I think your sound with the EDM thing is like, it's adulting in the best way. And I enjoy it because I'm like, I like electronic music, but I'm very like picky about it. And it's very interesting. So you guys definitely put it in there correctly. And whoever produces the electronic shit, good job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that'd be me and Mr. Bain there, Dylan. So yeah, and like, I mean, we just did an interview yesterday, and this is a thought I had never had before. Just like hit me, but both he and I are like big gamers and always have been, and I think that's part of where it comes from is like consuming that type of media, and that's usually the type of audio that's happening.
Yeah.
And then I'm really big on like progressive and gent and just like guitar driven music. And then Dylan has kind of like a hip hop trap background. So it's like just worlds collide and trying to create, a sound that's like fun for us. Cause it's like, yeah, we listen to all this shit and just make something that's authentic. And
live streaming's back. And you know what we're doing it? Over at Roadhounds. And it's fucking free. all you have to do is go to roadhounds.io and you go to the Metal City fucking free zone. That means it's free for you to come watch me be a complete idiot. It's pretty crazy. You can move the controls on your mobile screen with your hand, or you can use a keyboard. Just don't forget to take screenshots of your avatar because I want to see it. You can discover free media inside Rock City. All you have to do is look for some terminals and click on some shit. Now you can learn about all your new favorite bands and all your next new headliners. If you want to join our community of headbangers, all you have to do is subscribe. So you can get even more content by just subscribing at Roadhounds. So we're going to give you a free Metal City free zone. And then if you want extra super cool, awesome content, you just subscribe. We're going to make a positive difference to our music community. For once, finally, a positive fucking experience.
I would think about you guys touring, a ton, and having full-time jobs. Do any of you guys do anything cool? Like, there's always like that one guy that does something insane. Like they're 9 to 5. Like I worked at Kmart. That was my 9 to 5 when I first started Emotionless. And, and I'm always like, there's always that one guy like, oh, I trained anacondas down in like Southern Florida. It's not a big deal, like whatever. So I don't know. I wanted to see if you guys had any of those great stories of like, are you an IT? Are you a Dragon Slayer? Does anybody do anything cool?
Cody, did you have any cool fast jobs? No. We all work lame ass jobs right now. But Cody, did you have any in the past that were wild?
Not really, other than just working for AT&T and doing like disaster relief, climbing telephone poles and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that shit's dangerous. I think
dude. Yeah, desk jobs.
Yeah, oh man, I can never work a 9 to 5. I don't think, because one, my attention is just I would never get anything done if I was like in an office or at a desk. It's like physically impossible. I'm way too stupid also to be able to facilitate something like that. So it's just magical. But so what? It's different. It's interesting because when you think about music and nowadays, it's like it's very hard to capitalize. Just very hard to just make any money as a band. And you guys talking about touring, how has that been for you guys? Have you guys been doing? Has it been paying for itself? Have you guys put money in your pockets as a touring artist? Because I always like to have that conversation because I talk almost solely to unsigned artists because I love when each unsigned artist learns from another unsigned artist, and that you guys are a little bit of touring veterans now. It's good to hear those things as another band watching this. So have you guys profited off it, or is everything going back into it?
Yeah, so right now everything's still going back in. The good thing is we're not paying out anything ourselves at this point. So like we got our merch to be self-sufficient back in 2021. And then signed an LLC shortly thereafter. And since then, it's been not like gravy. Like, again, we're not making paychecks yet. It will happen. But everything is self-sufficient. We're able to pay for hotel rooms now, too, which is like massive for the program. So we're not sleeping in the... Yeah, we're loaded, dude. We're loaded. No, I mean, we're sleeping. You know how it goes, man. We're sleeping like 6 homies deep in like 2 beds. But you know what?
You guys ever get kicked out of a hotel for like over back in the day? It used to be like there was 2 people and that was it. And now I don't know if it's still like the way we used to we used to buy a hotel just to shower once a week. And we'd be like, hey, we need like 15 towels. Like, what do you mean? And we would get kicked out all the time. Is that still kind of the case, or are you guys very like sneaky?
Oh, we're sneaky about it.
Yeah.
Dylan checks in and we
I try to check in,
storm the room.
Or if we get checked in like after a show way too late, like the people working overnight just don't fucking care.
That's true.
We mobbed in one time, like 8 of us, and he was like, okay.
Have fun.
Your room's this way.
Yeah. Usually it's like hit or miss. It's like they'll take care of you, or like because they get it. I feel like they see band dudes come through all the time and they're like, come on. Like, I know what you're doing. You don't have to hide it, like all that shit. So it's good to see. I feel like there should be a hotel chain. I feel like maybe hey, this is it. If there's a hotel chain listening to this interview, which I highly doubt, I feel like we should try to figure out something where if you stay at those hotels as an unsigned artist, you get like next to nothing rooms. And I know that's really tough, but there has to be, like Taco Bell used to have a Feed the Beat program where they would give you $500 in Taco Bell dollars, which again, Taco Bell, if you're listening, bring it back, because it's appreciated across everybody. So what's your go-to hotel, or do you just go to like Priceline and like, hey, what's $25?
Dog, yeah, it's I'm skimming for deals. Like I've got like through T-Mobile, they've got a deal where they work with hotels, and I can usually get something. I think we got like something crazy when we were in I don't even remember, but it was like a 4 or 5 star hotel, and I paid like $80.
Milwaukee,
Yeah,
dude,
Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee. Yes, that place was lit. I slept we were so far away from a window because the room was so deep. I slept until noon and thought it was like 7 a.m. when they were waking me up. It was incredible.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we gotta figure it out. I think. All right, so here's day one. We're gonna hit up every hotel and try to get some kind of sponsorship for bands. Hey, Roadhounds, if you're listening, which I'm guessing you're listening because you always listen to these interviews, thank God. Let's figure that out. I think that's great. And to transition is, this platform is now the show is called Headbangers Havoc. It is on Roadhounds. And the great thing about Roadhounds is every subscription to this channel goes to helping unsigned artists. And I would love to add that to our platform. I think I would love to partner with a fucking, even if it's a fucking Super 8 or a fucking whatever hotel, that if they come to Roadhounds, they can get it through us for a way discounted rate, because it is tough on the road. And I think it's crazy to even think that it's even affordable. Even when you get to, I remember becoming a bigger band and still being like, I can't afford my $400 a month rent. It's brutal,
bro. Mm-hmm.
So
and that's kind of where we're at right now. Is just trying to decide like how we're gonna take that next step, and because I think it's coming. Like we feel it coming just with everything that's been going on. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be in the next couple of years where we really have to be like, okay, how are we gonna do this? And luckily, the benefit of having those desk jobs is you can kind of like scale back gradually, or you can go like one member at a time, scales back gradually. And then that time that they're not working like the 9 to 5, they're working on creating new music, booking, all that stuff, up until the point where you start to get like major support and you can all be like, okay, time to go. But I think we're all just really interested to see how that all shakes out in the coming years.
So who are you guys trying to tour with in 2024, 2025? Like I always like to think like who are the hot bands that are like because I listen to old shit. I listen to some new shit too, but it's like who are the cool bands in your genre that you guys are like, we need to fucking go out and tour with them?
Yo, Dylan, Cody, or Jake, when do you take this first? Because I'm too loud.
I would definitely love to do more stuff with Dropout Kings. Like we've done a few one-off shows with them, and they're super awesome dudes in the rapcore, rap metal scene. And I mean, even just as people, we gel with them pretty well. So that'd be my pick.
I gotta say the same. I'm sorry. I love Dropout Kings. They're such cool dudes.
Bro, I hate to triple down, but agreed. we work with dude. So like we work with Adam Ramey. He's one of the I mentioned a few like external parties we'll work with. He helps us do some of our promotion. So he'll like team us up with TikTokers and like YouTube personalities, and then run some like Google ads for us as well when we do releases. So the only problem is like obviously they're way bigger than we are right now, so it's like doesn't make sense for them. But yeah, like these two have said the vibes whenever we've been around them are through the roof.
Hold on.
That would be awesome.
What about you? Wait, are you right here? Where are you at? Cody.
Man, that's a tough choice.
I already know his answer.
I need to know because it's like three. There's three of the same, but I feel like you're leaning somewhere else. You're leaning somewhere else.
One of my goals would definitely be to tour with Nothing More. As of right now, they're my my modern band.
Do you know we gave away a slot on their tour last year?
Yeah.
And we are very good friends with them. I'll put a bird into Dropout King's ear, and I'll put a bird in Nothing More's ear. It doesn't hurt to ask. At least they'll know who you guys are, which is always great. Nothing More's management is actually very, very, they're very, very good people, and they loved. We did that contest last year or 2 years ago, and one of the bands that went on tour with them, which was Post Profit, they actually ended up becoming such good friends. They took them out again, and then Post Profit got signed because of that, which was fucking awesome. So all people need is chances, and I think you're one of those bands that they just need that chance. So I'm going to take a chance on you, and that's what we're trying to build here. Is like we want to give away slots on festivals, on tours, on shows, on this stuff, because we know you just need one person to see you play that will change your life. One person. So I think you guys are there, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff. I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff coming from you guys, and I'm really stoked to see how that unfolds. And
This is a virtual city where metal culture thrives, and to be honest, there's nowhere else like it. So we want to show you what it's all about, and all you have to do is go to roadhounds.io and just subscribe.
So 2024, what are your short-term and long-term? Oh, let's just say short-term goals. I mean, long-term goals, everyone knows. You want to tour fucking 365 days a year, but like, what is the short-term goals like within the next, let's say 30 days? Like, do you guys have vision boards? You have this, like, what's the little guy? What are the little points that you guys want to hit?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So we usually do weekly business meetings to like tackle all this stuff. So right now, like next 30 days, like you mentioned at the beginning of this, we just dropped a new song called Abyss. So it's like continuing to do the promotion of that. We're meeting tomorrow and Friday to just film like a shit ton of short form video, like TikTok Reels content to push out with all that, and just trying to like use those platforms as much as we can. On top of that, we just started working with somebody who's helping us do a little bit of booking, because we have like probably 3 other people that we've worked with before, if we're not like just completely doing it independently. So just trying to get like a better idea of what touring schedule is going to look like for the rest of this year, because as you know, like we need to be booking like fall shows right now and getting, honestly, any festivals need to be like pretty much locked in at this point. So just trying to solidify all of those things as well.
Yeah, I mean,
and then later this year we are planning to.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say later this year, our like big 2024 thing is releasing album number 3. So just doing the touring to support that, getting like the money saved up to do the promotion, doing another big music video, and then eventually doing the big like release show, which is tentatively scheduled for November of this year in our hometown of Indiana.
Do you guys record at home, or are you guys a studio band?
We record here and we edit here, and then we export for mix and master somewhere else. Like we maybe could do it ourselves, but it's just kind of nice to have that third party come in. I agree. And like,
yeah. I love producing music. It's super fun, and I love when bands get their stuff produced and mixed by it does make a difference. Everyone's like, I can mix this, and like, yes, you can mix it. You can mix anything you want, but there's something about going to some of these, the OGs of music, and I love the studio environment. I know it's a lot. It's changed in the last 5 to 10 years, but I'm one of those dudes that I love to go sit in a studio. I feel like it brings the most out with me. You're in a room full of people that are just vibing, so it's tough. I can't write by myself. I'll fucking lose it. I have to have people around to like bounce stuff off of. So I'm glad you at least hold on to a bit of the studio life and with mixing and mastering. So that makes me feel good, because I'm not getting too old. I'm just old enough, But no, yeah. Tell me about this new song, because it did just come out. I know we tried to do this interview prior to that release, and I'm kind of stoked we didn't, because I like to be able to listen to it and connect about it. So what is the vibe of that song, and is that the best single, or do you have better?
So I would say like all the singles we released for this album cycle have been pretty different from one another. Like, we released one called Stride last year, which I would say is like maybe in the same territory as Abyss, the song we just released. But like the song we were planning to be like the flagship song of the record is definitely more like arena rock than Abyss is. It's still got like the metalcore elements, and it's still got the EDM and all that kind of stuff, like the pumping synths and things. But it's very like, I don't know, the first time I showed it to the guys, they're like, oh, this feels like a 3 Days Grace chorus on like a Normundy song.
Hey,
so it's just playing with that sound, and
I want to hear it. I fucking love 3 Days Grace. They write the best riffs I've ever heard in my entire life. ever. Like
So
untouchable.
simple, but so good. Yes. 100% agree.
They're the most so it's like honest no one touches like name me another band that does riffs like 3 Days Grace. Not one. Not one like go ahead. Name it. What do you guys got? Anything?
No, dude, they've got the types of riffs you just want to sing. Like you want to sing the melody of the guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't know how they do it. And it's every fucking song, and then their choruses are just fucking bangers. Like it's like unfair that they write such good songs, and it's like they're untouchable. So if that song sounds anything like 3 Days Grace, count me in because I'm fucking sold. Like I love me some arena.
Yeah, man. Once we get it fully like. Yeah, man. Like once we get this fully mixed and mastered out, I think we'll probably record the vocals in like the next month or two. I'll email it to you. I'll just get your thoughts on it. We're always happy to share with people and just
listen. I'll tell you if it sucks.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'll be a piece of shit if I need
Please
to.
Please do. That way we don't release it.
Right.
Well,
you can't be surrounded by yes men.
That's true. Listen, gentlemen, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to kind of hit the ground running. I wanted to hear what you guys are doing in 2024, and I'm excited for your new record. Anything that you need in the world, please feel free to ask. I mean, that's what we're here for. We want to give back to the community that honestly I came from exactly, where you guys are coming from. And it was such a great ride, and I would do it 10,000 more times. And I think I fucking love that you guys are doing it. And it's so difficult to be in a band. And I just love that there's so many bands out there. So if you guys ever need any help, anything I can do, I will 100%. And when I say I'm going to ask, reach out to Nothing More crew, I truly will. I mean, I think you guys are at the point where it's if that works, I'll put a bird in someone's ear. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see more of you guys in 2024. And I hope you guys become massive. And then I hope you let me interview you again when we're at an arena show. So. Thank you guys, and from us over at Roadhounds, we fucking love you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much, Josh. I know we
Thank you.
Reciprocated.
You're very welcome. Go to roadhounds.io and come hang out with me in the metaverse, while we watch live shows, we go through stores, maybe we'll give away some guitars, some drums, maybe some free root beer. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want, we're going to give it away. Go to roadhounds.io and subscribe now. Come hang out with me.